Hey everyone, today we're looking at packs from the Star Wars Customizable card game, and we've got one pack from each of the main expansion sets that was released before Tatooine. They start with Premiere that was released in 1995, and they kind of progress through the original trilogy movies, stopping to do kind of a special release for the special edition movies that were released in 1997, and we go all the way up to the Death Star 2 pack that was released in 2000. Now, I'm not super familiar with these sets, and I don't know which cards are rare, common, uncommon, and all that, aside from a few like very notable ones, such as, the Darth Vaders and main characters, and maybe a few others that I remember from being a kid. So I'm not necessarily going to know what's good coming straight out of the pack, but I will look them up as we go along and be sure to let you guys know at least which card was the rare. All right, let's not waste any more time and get into this Premiere pack. Premiere was released in December of 1995, and this is the black border. So this is the first run kind of limited edition. Most of these sets came out later with a white border as well. But anyway, we're going to take a look at all these cards because, again, I'm not super familiar with them. You might not be either. Here we go with Return of a Jedi, Yavin Sentry, Tatooine Lars Moisture Farm, and I believe that's going to be the dark side one since it's all torn up. Yep. And these are all, part of a game, and there's different card types. So I'll maybe talk a little bit about that as we go through. But here is the first Starship, Black 3, a kind of unique TIE fighter there, and a Han Seeker automated weapon. I'm pretty sure this is the rare, actually, but I'll confirm that once we go through everything. We've got the alien character here, Shistavanin Wolfman, I think, if I'm saying that right. Next up, we have an Interrupt. This is kind of just a card that would impact the game when you played it. It's called a radar scanner. Timer Mine, another weapon. Old Ben, another Interrupt. Yavin 4 Docking Bay. Now this is a location. You kind of built a map as you played the game, and characters and ships and such could move around the map, and the light side would battle the dark side. Here we have another Interrupt, Dark Maneuvers. And this is just a device, so it might enhance the abilities of a character in some sense, the Stormtrooper Utility Belt. Speaking of Stormtroopers, there we go. That is, I believe, a common card, but it's always cool to pull a classic card with a picture like that. And we've got the Tatooine Docking Bay 94, famous docking bay from A New Hope. I believe this is going to be the last card here, Imperial Code Cylinder and Interrupt. And I was correct, the Han Seeker is indeed the rare card out of this pack. I don't know that these are terribly desirable cards. They're Seekers for most of the main characters, and I think that they're kind of limited, like if your opponent doesn't have Han in their deck, what are you going to do with it? But anyway, let's keep moving and take a look at this New Hope pack. These were released in July of 1996. So a little bit of time there between this pack and the Premiere pack. But let's get into here and see what we've got. The Starships are my favorite type of card. So this is a cool one to see right off the bat here. The TIE Assault Squadron. And I love the picture there with the 3 TIE fighters kind of diving in. That's really cool. The Laser Gate is a device, probably restricts movement for some of the light side characters there. If I had to guess, I'm not reading all the game text on these. Garuf LaFoe. So the company that made these, Decipher, kind of just made up names as they went along and got Lucasfilm to check them off as they went. And apparently Lucasfilm would pretty much let them do about whatever they wanted to. Anyway, another device, Fire Extinguisher. And we have a dark side alien here, him, Dazon. The Grappling Hook, and this is an effect instead of an interrupt. So you would play this card in gameplay, and it would have an effect on the game. And it's very much a, just do what the card tells you to do. That game text at the very bottom of the card kind of describes what the card does in the game. So here's a Rebel Commander. An Incom T-16 Skyhopper. That's a pretty neat card. Blue Milk. Kind of a classic card that I definitely remember from being a kid. Just so weird to have Blue Milk in the movies. Haujix. This is one of the characters from the game that Chewbacca would play on the Millennium Falcon, and I don't remember what that game is called. Uh, oh, Dejark, that's it, or Dejarik. And there's actually, I think you can kind of play that almost as a mini game in this game, if I remember right. There's several different characters from it. Imperial Squad Leader, that's a cool card right there. Swilla Corey, and that's just some character that they took a screenshot of and gave a name. Rodian. I think this is the last card. Come with me. Oh, nope, there's one more. R5A2. So just another astrometric droid. And him, Dazon, is the rare card out of this pack. So one of the aliens from the Cantina, and I think that his head pops up just for a split second in the film, and they've got that screenshot there. They gave him a name. There you go. Let's get into this Hoth pack next. From The Empire Strikes Back, one of the most loved scenes from the entire original trilogy, and thus the entirety of Star Wars. There's a lot of cards from that scene in this pack. I mean, it is called Hoth, so this is a really fun set to go through. We'll take a look at it now. Hoth North Ridge, 4th marker. Now, they had some special gameplay where you could kind of recreate the assault on Hoth, I think, and these like markers might have played some part in that. Again, I don't know a whole lot about the game, but anyway, that's kind of cool to see. So perimeter scan, another interrupt. Rebel Scout. It Can Wait. Good picture of Han Solo there. Hoth survival gear. Stop motion. Imperial Gunner, that's a cool picture. E-Web Blaster. I remember this card from being a kid, and I don't know, just a cool looking gun, and this was a fun card to have. I don't know how useful it was in the game. Frostbite, ooh, that's a nasty looking picture right there. That might be the rare, not 100% sure. Oh, probe droid. I love the way these probe droids look. I don't think I ever had this card as a kid, so super excited to pull that. We'll see what rarity it is. Ooh, that's a cool one. Again, I love the starships, and this is a unique named Star Destroyer, so definitely excited to have that card. It looks like it's got a little bit of scuff or dirt on it or something. It's actually kind of coming off, so that is super cool. I'm excited to have that one for sure. I'm going to set it off to the side. I'm not sure if it's rare or not. And then you got these little promotional things, Decipher.com. I don't think it works anymore, but you could actually get updates on the rules and such there. We might find these in another pack or two. I'm not sure exactly what they came in. Anyway, dual laser cannon, so you could equip snow speeders with this thing, and whatever the text there says, you could use it for that. Hoth Echo Command Center War Room, another location there. That's a cool card. AT-AT cannon, lots of neat stuff in this set for sure, at least in this pack. And Hoth Echo Corridor, that's going to be the last card, and that's a dark side, so it's going to look like that. That I'm actually really happy with that pack. There's a lot of cool stuff in there. Stalker is indeed the rare card, so yeah, I don't know if I could have gotten a much better pool, at least for my tastes. This is such a cool picture. I don't even remember, what still from the movie that would have been, or that shot, but so glad to have that card for sure. We're going to set it right there, and it's going to stay in the frame for the rest of this video. Yeah, that's super cool. And just FYI, the Hoth set came out in November 1996. So next up, came out in April 1997, is the Jabbas set. And this set changed the game quite a bit. It introduced Jedi training, which was apparently pretty controversial at the time. And there was a new card type introduced, and we may or may not pull one here. If we do, I'll try and talk about it a little bit. There's another little information card. And yeah, so that said, it's all, of course, from the Dagobah scene. There's a lot of creatures in this set, so we might get a neat creature. But let's not waste any more time here and start looking through these cards. Aw, cannot get your ship out. That's kind of a funny one. Knowledge and Defense. That is a creepy screen capture from the movie. An iconic scene, an iconic shot for sure. Blasted Varmints. They were indeed blasted varmints in that movie. Asteroid Sanctuary. So that's another thing that came with Dagobah, if I remember right. There was a way that you could kind of, navigate through asteroid fields in the game, and that would have some effect on gameplay. Vine Snake, that's one of the creature cards. And one cool thing they did with the creature cards, you can see how the snake is kind of escaping the border there. I believe all the creature cards featured that to some extent. Precision Targeting, Control, another classic kind of still image from the movies. Dagobah Swamp, and that should be the light side version, unless I'm holding that upside down. Yep, it is. And last card of the set, Visage of the Emperor, and hopefully that'll focus so you can take a good look at that. And Visage of the Emperor is the rare card in this Dagobah pack, so we'll set that one up right there. And next up, we will take a look at Cloud City. Now, with Cloud City and the next set, Jabbas Palace, these two sets were produced in massive, massive quantities. And you can actually still find these for $5 a pack or less on eBay and other such places. So if you want to get into this game, but you don't know much about it, you don't have any of the cards, Cloud City and Jabbas Palace are a good place to start. Cloud City came out in November of 1997. So let's take a look through this pack. Tabana Gas Miner, Trooper Assault, Blaster Proficiency, Access Denied, Rescue in the Clouds, Trooper Gerald Blendin, Imperial Trooper Guard Danison, or Danisum, so a few unique dark side characters there. Clash of Sabers, that's a cool looking screenshot from the movie. We're the Bait, and that's the last card. That might be the rare if it's like the Dagobah pack where it was the last one. And it is indeed the rare. We're the Bait. Yeah, I don't remember where in the movie this kind of came from. Oh yeah, of course. This is from Empire Strikes Back, where Vader kidnapped, I think, both Han and Leia, and basically Luke just went after them, and so they realized they were the bait. Next up is Jabbas Palace. Again, this set was produced in massive quantities. It is still somewhat easy to find packs of it. It came out in April 1998, so we got 9 cards from it here. I'm going to guess that the rare is in the back, but we'll double check that and confirm before I tell you guys for sure. Let's get this opened up. And it looks like it could be a light side rare if that's the case. Gamorrean Axe, Weequay Guard, Whiffid? I don't know. Say that however you like. The Signal, Skiff, Jabbas Palace Audience Chamber. Now that's a nasty looking card there. All those villains doing villainy Jabba things. Projection of a Skywalker. And Jabba's Palace Entrance Cavern. One more card here. Race Rejured. And Race here is indeed the rare. So moving right along, the next pack up is Special Edition, which came out in November 1998. If I recall correctly, that would have been around the time that the Special Edition original trilogy came out. And, they definitely released this set to kind of coincide with that. All of these cards are going to feature screenshots that show some sort of change from the Special Edition, I think. We will find out for sure, but I believe that they all do. Oh, maybe not. I think right off the bat, this screenshot doesn't. But I think this is actually going to be the rare. So this is called an objective card, and it's actually double-sided. So this one would be called More Dangerous Than You Realize. Oh, no, sorry. Dantooine Base Operations and More Dangerous Than You Realize. So you would actually start the game with this card with this face up, and it's got some objectives on here. If you meet those objectives, you flip it over, and then you get the benefits on this side, and usually that will help you win the game pretty well. And yeah, that is going to be the rare. I actually know that all the objective cards in Special Edition are the rares. So we'll keep looking through the rest of these. Suppressive Fire, Air 2 Racing Swoop, S-foils, classic shot from the original trilogy there with the X-wings opening their S-foils. Patrol craft, and you can definitely see some of the CGI additions here. Put all sections on alert. Uh-oh, and that's a kind of a classic addition to the Jabbas Palace scene with the dancers and the song. Barquin D'An and Griata. So looks like a Greedo's sister or something, I guess. I don't know. Getting into the last two sets here, and things actually get pretty expensive. Endor and Death Star 2 can be like $40 to $50 a pack, and Endor's got 9 cards, Death Star 2 has 11. So I don't know if they just weren't printed as much or they weren't as popular, but these were the last two sets, big main sets before Episode 1 came out, and they started mixing Episode 1 content into the CCG. But anyway, so this is the Endor set, and it came out in June of 1999. And like I said, only 9 packs. Focuses, of course, on the Battle of Endor. Well, so does the Death Star 2 pack, but this focuses on what actually happened on the moon versus the Death Star 2 pack, which focuses on the space battle. So we start off here with an Ewok spear, commando training, Ewok spearman, it goes with the spear, pitiful little band, combat readiness, Sergeant Bruckman, Endor backdoor, so that's just the bunker, and this is going to be the light side version because it is right side up with the blue bars on the bottom there. Battle order. Now that's a cool picture. Again, I like my starships, and that's a good picture of some Imperial Star Destroyers. And Sergeant Elsic. That might be the rare because this is the last card in the pack. It was not the rare. Sergeant Bruckman here is actually the rare out of this Endor pack. So there you have it. Now we're down to the last pack, and this is my favorite set from the entire game. Released in July of 2000. I just remember this when it was new, being so excited. It's loaded with starships and just all of the Death Star 2 battle, content, which was one of my favorite scenes as a kid. And it was one of the most intense kind of starship battles in the whole trilogy, and indeed the whole series. So, no surprise that it resonated with me. Let's see what cards are in here. If we're lucky, well, we wouldn't be super lucky if there's a home one because I actually already have one of those from when I was a kid. Pulled one from a pack, but another one wouldn't be a bad thing. All right, we're starting off with Menace Fades, A-Wing Cannon, Orbital Mine. You can see we're all in space battle stuff right now. Even this Squadron Assignments card, which is just characters standing around. They're briefing for, going into battle. TIE Interceptor, cool starship for sure. Royal Escort. Death Star 2 capacitors. So this is a location within the Death Star 2. And I believe you would deploy these. Nope, that's actually a dark side card. So that must just help the dark side to some extent. But also if you're light side, you could deploy things like this to kind of actually give you a chance to destroy the Death Star. Anyway, next up here, Saber 1. Sometimes these unique starships are the rare cards, sometimes they're not. So we will figure that out. DS1814, and that sounds like a clone name, so I don't know if that guy was a clone or not. Gray Squadron 2, unique Y-Wing, that's cool. And I Feel the Conflict is the last card there. Saber 1 was indeed the rare from this pack, so another rare starship. I will take that for sure. This game is kind of notorious for having a lot of special, like, red cards, as they're called, effects and interrupts. And, you might get a bunch of rares that are just those and not characters or ships or something. So I actually feel pretty fortunate with this spread of cards here. Only 2 red cards and then some items. That's got to be my favorite right there. The Stalker. That is just such an awesome card. I didn't even know that one existed. The 2, effects that were rares are even pretty cool here. And, the objective card is always neat to see just because it's so different. And that Saber 1 is pretty cool as well. All right, so there you have it. That is a quick look at one pack from each of the main sets of the Star Wars customizable card game up to Tatooine, which was the first set to include characters and elements from the prequel trilogy. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at these. Be sure to check out the channel for more openings of Star Wars CCG packs. I've got a few coming up and still have a few more to produce as well. So that's been a lot of fun for me to do, and I hope you've been enjoying it as well. And if you just like the Pokemon stuff, well, there's more of that coming too. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.